Welcome again, everybody, and thank you for joining the InfoSim Global Webinar Day on December the 17th. Our topic on this special day is Use the app Luke, stay in control of your network with the StableNet Mobile App. My name is Dietmar Kneidl, Director of Sales Europe with InfoSim, and I will be your moderator for today's event. Joining us from our headquarter office here in Würzburg, Germany, are my colleagues Eduardo Gonzalez, a developer and consultant with InfoSim. Good afternoon, Eduardo.
Good afternoon, Dietmar.
And also joining us is my colleague Patrick Franz, another developer with InfoSim. Good afternoon, Patrick.
Good afternoon.
So Eduardo and Patrick are going to guide us through the presentation and the live demo today, but before I hand over to them, I got a couple of household items I'd like to inform you about. All of you are, as usually, automatically muted to keep down the background noise. So for us to be able to answer your questions, you need to type them in the bottom of the GoToWebinar application. We will be taking care of all of your questions either directly in the chat during the webinar or at the end in our Q&A session. Also, please be aware that this event is being recorded and all of you will be notified tomorrow with a short email on how to access that recording. And finally, since today is December 17th, the Awakening of the Force, we're all pretty huge Star Wars fans here at InfoSim. We're giving away 3 very special coffee mugs on this global webinar day, so I strongly advise you to answer the trivia question that is going to be part of a short questionnaire you will be presented when leaving this webinar. So in order to join the draw, please answer that question. If you pay attention during the webinar, this should not be a problem at all, but I have to admit the question is a little bit more tricky than usual. That's all from my side so far, so I'd like to go ahead and turn things over to our presenters, Eduardo and Patrick. Guys, it's your show now.
Thank you, Dietmar. Like you said, today's topic is the StableNet Mobile App. And this is today's agenda. First, we will cover some of the features and how the StableNet Mobile App can make your life easier. We'll go into some use cases where the app is really useful. Then we're going to take a look at the backend, StableNet's REST API, and I'm going to show you in a quick demo all you can do with the REST API. Then we will go into more details. We will go in through a navigation through the app, both for iOS and Android, so you can see how it looks like and how can you use it in your daily life. And then finally, we will talk about where you can get the app. As usual, there will be at the end as well a question and answer section, but remember you can post anytime in our chat room questions and we will try to answer as quick as possible during the webinar. So doing a recap about our last webinar in June, we also talked about the wonders of the StableNet mobile app. We wanted to provide a simple way to check the status of your network anytime and anywhere. Like this man on the picture. He's on the airplane in the airport and he's about to take off. We wanted to provide a simple way, the same way you would check your emails, your hotel booking, or reading the news or the weather forecast, that you could also know the status of your network. We also wanted to provide a quick way to acknowledge alarms, for example, that are relevant, or to have a status overview with charts that you currently use from StableNet as well, like you used to. Now let's take a look at the REST API. The REST API is the core that powers the StableNet mobile app. With the REST API, you cannot just control your network elements. Is it much more than that? The StableNet mobile app is like an interface, a way to access your StableNet instance. But the real magic is happening on its backend, the REST API. As a developer, I found really pleasant to use our REST API to get all the information that I needed from StableNet and in a well-structured way. We will provide from our side a complete API documentation that you can use to write your own apps. Let's go through some of the benefits of the REST API. It's really flexible. You can just enter a regular IP address, port, and it goes all through HTTP protocol. So this is a huge advantage when you have to handle with proxies or different administration rules. And it provides all the data in a nice and well-structured XML format. You can include it in your workflow like some of our workers have done in this company. This includes, of course, reporting and visualization, all our inventory and different link status. We should also don't forget about StableNet servlets regarding weather maps or our different analyzer charts. They're also available. So let me show you a quick demo of how the REST API actually works in a browser. So here, for example, I have our demo server from our lab, and if I just enter this URL with this simple query, you can get a simple, well-structured XML with all the current open alarms, with all the relevant and different information. Let's say we want, for example, get some other information. Like, for example, let's say we want to know, or we want to acknowledge this first alarm. All we would have to do is just use this query. We could type in REST events acknowledge, and then the object ID of the device, of the alarm, excuse me. Let's say, for example, this one, and the alarm will be already acknowledged in the system. Let's say, for example, we want to list all the devices in our inventory. We could also type this query list, and we would also get an XML file with all the current devices in our StableNet inventory. Let's say we want to find out something more about this specific device. We could also use this query, that it's pretty handy, and just provide the IP address of the device, and we will get more detailed information about the device, like the model, operating system, IP address, etc., etc. Another really cool feature is the neighborhood view. What we could do is with this query, if we just type in REST devices / neighborhood plot, and then the device ID, like in this case, this one. We can see the devices surrounding this device and the status of the link. So let's go back to our presentation.
I don't think that's the right screen. You have the visor beta showing us right now. There it is. Okay, perfect.
Now let's talk about how the app actually looks like. We've been developing through the last months, and it's been in beta phase for a couple of months. So this allowed us to find possible bugs, improve performance and stability, and make the app more threat safe and crash-free. We also had time to add some new features and test it on a real environment, getting feedback from our customers, and this has been a huge improvement since the last time we did our webinar in June. Now that we've seen the backend is great, but our front end looks much better than simple XML. We put a lot of effort in this, both iOS and Android apps. So we decided to write the app completely from scratch in Swift, which is the latest programming language from Apple. So it makes it more thread safe and crash free, as well as making a better usage of system resources concerning traffic, power usage, etc. A lot of effort has been put as well in user usability and an increased level of security. Our Android app, on the other side, supports all devices running KitKat and newer, and it's currently in beta phase, but you can also test it out, and we're going to show you how it actually looks like. So before doing any further talking, let me show you how the app looks like. Let me just quickly switch my screen.
Yeah, maybe this is a good time to add that switching to another screen is a bit difficult right now with all of those open screens he has, but we can see the app very well right now.
Okay, thank you, Dietmar. This is great. As we can see, we're running the app right now on an actual device. Let me just open the app so you can see how it looks like. On the top corner, you can see there's a small list of servers that you can customize, adding as much as you want. For this purpose, I'm going to be using our demo server. So let me just log myself in.
High security password, I assume. Nobody can read that.
As you can see, like in our Java GUI, you will get a list of all the current open alarms. They're all sorted by date and severity, which is signed by the color on the left side, and with a quick description of the alarm as well. The app has been designed that it's simple to use, like you would use the mail app, so you can take quick actions over an alarm. Let's say we want to do something about the first alarm on the list. We could just swipe left and 3 buttons will show up. We can quickly acknowledge the alarm if we know everything's fine and we shouldn't bother about this, and just write a comment and it will be already in the system. But let's say we want to share this alarm with some of our colleagues or the support team. We could also do that by sharing it per email. But sometimes things need to be taken care of later on the day, so we could just create a reminder for later in the day or later in the week about this alarm. Some other features include filtering functions. We could filter the device by IP, by description of the alarm, or by root cause ID. Let's say we want to know what's going on with our devices in Moscow. As we can see, there's 2 alarms here. One is critical and the other one is minor. If we click on the alarm, take us straight to the root cause of the alarm. Then we can see the severity of the alarm, the source of the source device, and some other information. If we click on the device button, this will take us straight to a more detailed view about the device information, where we can see the operating system, the neighbors in the first level, and other information like the operating system running, etc., etc. So let's click on the neighbor view, and we will get in real time a nice graph displaying all the surrounding neighbors and the link status. On the top right corner, there's also a feature that's been built inside the app, because let's say this device is down and needs to be replaced, or some port has been somehow broken. In the top right corner, as you can see, there's a map icon, and if you click on it, this will display the actual position of the device on a map. So we can see exactly where the device is. And if we click on the right arrow, this will take us straight to the device location. We just need to allow it, and it will calculate a route to the device. It's pretty hard from here, from Würzburg to get to Moscow, but as you can see, it's already there. Let's go to the other parts of the app. We wanted to bring all the charts you have in StableNet, but we wanted to make it also in somehow customizable. We wanted you to be able to add and delete charts. So we thought of how can we do this? How can we bring all StableNet charts to your app? And we've done this through a QR code scanning functionality. Let me just quickly open a StableNet GUI for you so you can see how it actually works in real life. This QR code generator, it's already included in the StableNet Java GUI.
We cannot see the GUI, by the way, Eduardo. You might want to.
It's still loading.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So you were smarter than I. Sorry for that.
It's fine. Don't worry, Dietmar. It's everything under control. It takes just a little bit to load the things.
Well, obviously our sales computers are a lot faster than the ones you use in development. There we are.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, you can see the GUI now. And lots of other screens. Okay, you're just going to reposition that.
Yeah, I'm just going to have the app on my right side and the GUI on the left side. Now that you have the regular GUI open, let's just open a regular analyzer chart. Let's say, for example, we go to Europe, our lab, and we could go to the router lab, and let's say we want to take this analyzer chart. From these 4 devices, we could just open an analyzer chart, make an average from ping reading from the 15 minutes average, and if we click on link, this will open up a window with a QR code that we can actually scan with the app, and the chart will be automatically imported into the StableNet app. Easy as that, and the chart is already into the app. Another feature that was requested from our customers was the possibility to zoom in and zoom out inside the charts.
Hang on one second, Eduardo. Can you close the QR code so we can actually see it's the same chart?
Sure.
So same chart. All right. Perfect.
Same chart, magically imported inside the app. As I was saying, a feature that we've been working on, it's the possibility to zoom in inside the charts so you can see at any kind of detail every chart, as you're used to in some other apps like the Photos app, for say.
I got another question. Actually, this is one from me. Will the chart flip over if you flip over the phone? You probably can't do that in the emulation, can you?
Yes, I think it can.
Okay, let's see if that works. Perfect. Yes. Cool.
Of course. And now all the charts are completely in full screen, so you can have a better view of them.
Very cool.
And the zooming feature still works. Now let's go back to portrait mode. So I can show you, of course, you can delete charts, refresh them, because they're not pictures, they're all actual charts. So if we click on refresh, we'll get the last updates information. And to finish, we have a tab about information about the license of the device that might be interesting. For example, I should probably get a new license. I should talk to my boss because mine is about to expire in 14 days. Let's go back now to the presentation. Last but not least, we thought the app was great, so why not bring it to Android? So my colleague Patrick has been working for the last months as well, trying to develop the same functionality to the Android world. So before doing any further talking, I'm just gonna give control to him.
All right, you can see those guys, but I can't see them because they sit at a desk right across me. They're changing headsets. This might take a second, and now you need to find the right screen to present. Just give us a minute. I'll let you guys know when we can see the screen. Okay, still waiting for that.
You should see it now.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Wait a second.
Yeah, now we can see the app. Okay, that's the Android app then. Okay, great.
Perfect, thank you. So today I want to show you some parts of the Android app because besides of that, a little forward. We remember back in June when the first parts of the iPhone app has been shown in the webinar back in the days, and besides customers asking for like a better version of the iPhone app, customers also ask for an Android version. So we started discussing how we want to develop the Android app and how do we want to design it. So basically what you see here is the login screen, which differs a bit from the iPhone app, but just let me show you. I'm gonna quickly log in here. We decided that basically the Android app should show the same functions and same functionality as the iPhone app, of course, and should differ a bit from the design because Android users are more used to the Android design. They're not that much used to the iPhone design, which is a big point there. So what we see here is like in the iPhone app has been seen before is a quick overview about the current alarms going on here, sorted by severity. So basically we have the same functions already mentioned, and what we can do first is, well, for example, we can choose our alarm or search for it. So in this case, I'm gonna search for Moscow, for example, what already Eduardo has done. So we can see, all right, this is Moscow. Here we see that's the source. More information on the root cause ID, of course. So we can check, of course, what's the source. We see, okay, it's the router lab in Moscow. And of course, we can check for the neighborhood there. What we also have developed there is our connection to Google Maps to always check where the lab is currently routed.
That was a click in that maps icon in the upper right corner, right?
Oh yeah, my
mistake.
Okay, yes.
You were too fast for me, so I was just making sure I saw that correctly.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you again. So what you see here right now, just by the way, I'm doing this on my own phone. Like you can't see the clicks right now, you can't see the cursor, but what I'm doing right now is basically on my own natural device. So what you see here right here on the top right corner is a Google Maps link where we can use to check out where is the router located and how can we get there. So we can use it to calculate a route, for example, if you want to drive there and fix that. So let me quickly go back. So one of the big differences there is, of course, what already Android users have located is the big burger menu on the left top corner, which is the break and angle point of this app. So basically with this, we can reach the other functions as already has been shown in the iPhone app as well. For example, the charts we have seen. What we can do here as well is we can zoom in. We have different types of alarms here. If I want to get rid of one, we can just delete them, of course. Or what we can do is use as well the QR code function as well. And another function we have is to share it. Like, if I want to, I can share it on Google Plus to show my colleagues, hey, look, my network is so good, it's so fine, I don't have any problems at all. Or if I have a bigger problem or a question or something, I can just mail it, for example. And the same also works for the LMs, of course. For example, we can hold an element here and say, okay, we want to acknowledge it. I already mentioned in the REST API. Or I can just mail it, for example. Then we can choose our email client, which we want to use, for example, Gmail or a standard one on Android, where we can go and say, look, there's a subject, it's this alarm, there's this problem, and we can add some additional information. Right now, I'm using our on support, for example. But what we can do as well is, let me go back, discard it. What we can do as well is, of course, I want to get a reminder that because I don't have the time right now to acknowledge it, I don't have time because I'm in a meeting, for example, then I just go there in my calendar and set up a location, like system error, I have to fix it tomorrow in 2 days, basically as soon as possible. So what we can choose as well is to get some more information here. Like, it's the same for me, my license is about to run out. I should try to get a new one if I get a new one, because I have only 14 days left here. And that's basically it so far for the Android application. Right now, at the moment, it's in a beta phase. We are currently testing it. We are open, of course, for our customers. Just ask us, mail us, ask for the Android application package called APK, which you will need to install it. Basically, you can install it on all devices 4.4 plus. That's the one 2 years ago released. But basically, yeah, just ask for the APK and we will send it to you. All right, in this case, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Patrick. It's switching headsets again, so we should be having Eduardo back at the helm now.
Yes, thank you, Patrick, for showing us the app. It really looks great. So last topic, where and when can you get the StableNet app? For iOS, we built a website, so you can just quickly go over there, check it. It's on the handouts. Just go to infosyn.net/iOS app, and there it is. Just click on install, and you can just have it on your device. We will also have an official release on the App Store in the first quarter of 2016. And for the Android app, it's currently in beta phase, but if you can't wait, you can join the Droids army. Just contact our support team, and like Patrick said, they will send you an APK file that you can install and run it on your device. It is also on the roadmap to make an official release on the Google Play. Of course, let me remind you, both mobile apps are based on the REST API, so you would need a REST license module to be running this app. You can ask our sales team, and they will provide you further information about the pricings and how you can get a trial and stuff like that. Dietmar, do we have any questions?
We do have questions indeed, so thank you very much so far. Before we dive into the questions, maybe a quick mentioning of our handouts. I've just uploaded 2 of our handouts. We have one handout that deals with StableNet Mobile App, and of course we have a PDF version of the slides we've been using. So if you look to your GoToWebinar panel in the handout section, there's 2 PDFs that you can download right now. And that actually answers one of the questions, if the slides are available. As I just said, yes, just click on the link and download those. There's a number of other questions. I'm just going to pick a few. and one actually was, maybe Eduardo, you can dive into this one more time. How much does the mobile app cost? And I think the question is pretty much the same for the iOS version as for the Android version.
Yes, the app itself doesn't cost anything. We're giving it away for free, but so don't hesitate to try it out. It's great.
Okay. Yes, I'm always a little bit reluctant as a sales guy to, give away stuff for free, but you do need the REST API in order for that app to function, which pretty much leads us to the next question. It was from one of our attendees. The question is, if I license the REST API, will I be able to use it for other purposes as well, or is it just suited for the mobile app?
Of course, like I said in the webinar, this offers a lot of functionality apart from the mobile app. It opens a whole world of possibilities, and you can develop your own tools to check your inventory, your alarms, etc., etc. So I guess that would be no, it's not just for the mobile app.
Okay, so and there's another that answered that question. Thank you very much. And there's an kind of somehow linked question that, so if I have the REST API, I would theoretically, provided I have the skills and the materials to do that, I could be writing my very own app for network management with that API. So that's possible.
Of course, Dietmar. With the REST API, you can write your own apps for whether the operating system that better suits your needs. Let's say you want to write an app for Microsoft phones, you can do it as well. It's perfectly compatible.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much so far. There was another couple of questions regarding the Android app, whether it's available for a test right now, but you've answered that already. So yes, you can get the Android app even though it's in beta phase. It is available. The email address you need to write to has been shown. It's also going to be available on a copy of those slides we've been using. That pretty much concludes our Q&A session. We've already overused our time by a couple of minutes. Just to mention that we of course have more web sessions on other topics related with StableNet available. So if you need some more information, if you want to dive into one or the other subject a bit more, just contact us. We're happy to help. And we also have a lot more resources available on our websites about various topics. So if you dive into the resource section, this is just a selection of the links you could click at, but again, all of these resources are available on the website, so please feel free to browse and help yourself on this information. So that pretty much concludes our session for today. So thank you very much, Eduardo and Patrick, for the presentation and for the very cool live demonstration. Very much enjoyed that. And I would, of course, also like to thank everyone for joining our session today. Just a reminder, I've mentioned that at the beginning of the webinar, we have recorded this session, and the recording will be made available to all of you with a short email tomorrow. We're also going to keep this session open for a few more minutes in case anyone from our attendees decides to type in another question. We'll take care of that as well. And of course, since we're giving away 3 very special coffee mugs in order to celebrate the awakening of the Force, don't forget to answer the trivia question. That's part of the short questionnaire you will be presented with when you leave today's webinar. Well, I guess that's all from us today. Again, thanks for joining, and may the Force be with you. Goodbye.